narcissists, I'm not going to go all the way from the origins of stuff because I can take it all the way there. But I'm talking about narcissistic people that I, and many of us who are naturally beautiful people, who are radiant and full of vibrant energy. We are surrounded by narcissistic people almost everywhere we go, not just because the society is this way. There is a reward in being low down, dirty, shortcuts, criminal, and all of that, corrupt, because that's the inception of the society, just being real. So being good and taking the long way and doing the right things, that's not really rewarded. So that's why we're surrounded by just broken people. And with this corruption of a person is strongly rooted in insecurity and low self-esteem of oneself. And so when they see someone who is radiant, who is positive, optimistic, whimsical, happy-go-lucky, bubbly, or just overall just optimistic about life and always just speaking on the brighter side of life, regardless of circumstance, that is beautiful. That type of energy, it radiates, it picks people up, it motivates, it inspires, it expands, and it creates growth in the environment, which is beautiful. That type of beauty, it is magnetic and it is appealing to other people. Now, if you take someone that has all of that internal beauty, and on top of that, they are physically beautiful to the naked eye, okay? They are what people classify as conventionally attractive, whether male or female. If you take someone like that, and they are beautiful inside and out, then you have a double threat. And then if you have somebody that is not only beautiful inside, but also beautiful outside, and they are intelligent as well, that's a triple threat. Okay, so all of that is beautiful, and all of that is currency, and all of those things are blessings that could be used to really enhance that person's life, level that person's life up, and it can increase their life very abundantly. And not only can it be a blessing to others, but that type of beauty is a blessing to everyone else who comes in contact with that person. So that type of beauty is a beauty that not only opens doors for that person, but simultaneously it inspires to open doors for others as well. So it is a blessing until they come in contact with a narcissist or narcissistic people who are in nature, if they don't get help or healing, obsessive about controlling the way not only other people see people that they are threatened by, but how that person sees themselves. And some of these people are so desperate, especially when it comes to women. Men can have beauty spells placed on them as well, but most times it is women who have beauty spells placed on them by other women, mothers, female relatives, friends in close encounters, familiar females in their close proximity. Okay, most of the time. But men can also put beauty spells on women as well, and women can also put beauty spells on men as well. So just whatever fits for you. But what I have noticed when it comes to beauty spells in particular, you don't have to be in a person's proximity to energetically manipulate not only the way that person sees themselves, but also the way that other people see them as well, if you are threatened by their beauty. Sometimes people are just threatened by your beauty because of their very serious insecurities. And that doesn't mean that the person who is threatened by your beauty is not conventionally attractive as well. They could very well be conventionally attractive. And due to their insecurities, even though they are conventionally attractive, they want to knock the competition out the box, because a lot of these people think about people as competition because that's rooted in covetousness and jealousy and envy. And so if they think that you are beautiful to some degree and they don't feel the same way, or they don't feel like you should be as beautiful as them or in the same space as them, and people see you also as beautiful, then these people will go as far as doing energetic manipulation to try to put a beauty spell or a hex or a cross on you so that you don't appear to be as beautiful. And how they do that is through energetic manipulation by manifestation. And how they will do that is they may take a picture of yours, especially like in the age of social media. We have black mirrors, which is what we call like a phone. Your phone is a black mirror. When you upload your picture on these apps, people will take your picture in real time. Okay, because most people take selfies every day. They have been conditioned to do this. Society told us to take selfies. Most people did not take selfies. People used to maybe take a flick here and there. This was years ago, before all of these social media apps. A person would take a flick here and there, or have somebody take a picture of them. And then this is before we had the front facing cameras. People would take a picture of you, and then you will put it on somewhere like a Facebook or something like that. That's when you had to have an EDU because it was like college based or whatever. But back then you had MySpace, and ever so often people would put a picture of themselves up there. Now, when we got the front facing cameras, that's when media conditioned us to start taking selfies. And along with that came this pressure for you to be flicking yourself in real time all the time. Okay. Especially if you know that you are a pretty person or a handsome person, you wanted to share your beauty with the world. So you would be taking selfies in real time, sometimes from day to day, and posting them up there for people to see. Now, there is nothing wrong with that. However, it is important to understand that there is a such thing as energy. I was on some lady's video, and she said that she didn't believe in evil eye. She said that she didn't care anything about it. And there's nothing wrong with not caring anything about it. Maybe she has a great way to, okay, alchemize, transmute, or whatever. But for a lot of person, the average unsuspecting victim of beauty spells, they don't know anything about this information as it relates to spiritual science and protecting themselves, as it relates to spiritual protection. They don't know how to alchemize. They don't even know what that is. So the average person, this is what this is for. When you are beautiful and you take pictures in real time, that is your current energy, and that is what you're posting up there. Now, you don't know who is jealous of your beauty. It could be your mother. It could be your, as I said, for women in particular, it could be female cousins. It could be aunts. It could be coworkers, best friend. You don't know. It could be your neighbor. Okay. That's just jealous of your beauty. When you post that stuff up there, they wait for the reaction of other people. A lot of times, witches are always monitoring and trying to gauge the way people perceive you. Okay. And so most of what they do is always on the lookout for how you are being received or perceived by other people, because the interaction and transaction between you to me is a currency with witches. Okay. They look at us connecting with one another, okay, in a high vibrational way, like affirming each other or confirming that, yes, you are beautiful. Yes, you are. You better do that, girl. All of this stuff. They look at that as currency. If I affirm you, then I'm giving you energetic currency, which is affirming you to continue to do that thing that's getting that great reaction. So they monitor to see how you're being perceived and the way that people view you. And if a lot of people are saying you're beautiful, you're pretty, you're gorgeous, you're sexy, or whatever positive affirmation people are giving you, that will make them even more angry, because they're insecure and they're envious, and they don't like people seeing you in a high light. Okay. They want all the shine. They want to be in the spotlight. They think that that is reserved for and to them. And if they're not as attractive as you, or they don't feel as attractive as you, or as I said, they feel like you're competitive with their beauty, then they will try to attack it. So whatever picture you put in current time, they can take that picture and then they can speak over that picture. Okay. And they can speak anything over that picture, or they can just save it, download it on their phone, and speak over it. They don't have to print it off or anything. Or as they're watching your video, as you're moving around in real time, they can be screenshotting you at different negative angles. Okay. everybody who knows themselves know they got like a good side, they got a not so good side. You know, there are flaws and maybe some imperfections that you have. We all have them. And they will screenshot maybe, you know, whatever, your nose or you at a different angle or any type of distorted view of you. And they will screenshot that and they might download that in their phone. And what they are doing is they want to manifest this distorted view of you in life if possible. So what they'll do is download you in real time. Then they might screenshot or they may maximize the imperfection in a live video or a photo that you show. And then they will download that. And that is what they want to see, the distorted version of you. Okay. Also, too, they take off guard pictures of you. They take a lot of off guard pictures of you. Women who do not like other women's beauty, when you ask them to take a picture of you or when you are not looking, they take off guard pictures of you. Narcissists take off guard pictures of you, men and women alike. Narcissists catch you when you're asleep. Narcissists try to catch you when you're in the shower or where you're brushing your teeth with all kind of toothpaste foam around your mouth. They try to catch you while you're eating. They do that a lot. They catch you while you're eating and you're chewing and they take that distorted picture. I have a picture right now of myself that a narcissist took of me while I was eating in the vehicle, took that picture of me, captured it, and then sent it to me like it was a joke. But I realized that that person had a lot of pictures of me like that, off guard pictures while I'm asleep, while I'm eating, weird type of behavior. And they will do that because that is what they want to manifest as it relates to the way that you're viewed and as it relates to the way that you look. Distorted beauty, distorted appeal. And so these people take that stuff and they speak over it. You could be talking in a video when a person does not like you and they are obsessed and infatuated with you and not want to see you viewed properly. They could be just speaking over you. I can't stand this person. You know, they might curse or whatever, but I can't stand this person thinking they this and that with they messed up teeth, this and that with they ugly hair, this and that with they bald headed self. Look at them double chin here. Look at her with her skinny self. Things like that. And people don't understand that that is witchcraft because it is sound vibration. You are speaking a word and cursing somebody's life just very casually. Most narcissistic people use sound vibration as their go-to for energetic manipulation. They use gossip and they use cursing negative words over people. And so you will just be in your video moving around talking or dancing or something like that. And they're right there coming to your page every day, just speaking over you. Ugly self, skinny self, fat self, bald headed, all of these things. Okay. Pointing out every little flaw you have, acting like they all that, but look at her knock knees and look at his this and that. Look at him bumps on his face. Look at him 5 o'clock shadow, acting like he this and that. This is how these people think. And they do this every day. They monitor to see when you're going to put up a new picture, when you're going to put up a new video so that they can speak negative and evil over you in real time. Okay? Now, if you are a very spiritually sensitive person, you can feel that energy. I don't care how gifted you say you are. You can feel negative energy, right? A lot of times people say, and I have said this, don't be afraid to be perceived. Don't be afraid to be visible. I have said that. However, that does not negate, and there's a nuance, that does not negate that if you are spiritually sensitive and you can feel energy, that you will not feel that you're being negatively perceived, or you cannot feel that someone is speaking ill over you. And how do you know? Whenever you put out anything good, okay? Anything good, any announcements, anything, just little stuff. It don't have to be elaborate. Any accomplishments, any hobby you have, when you put it up there, if you all of a sudden lose interest in that thing, whether it is a hobby, whether it is a passion of yours, whether it is a job, whatever it is, if you start to lose passion, somebody is speaking negatively over that area of your life. Anywhere where the passion and the fire decreases after you mention it to people that had no business knowing anything about it, like the general public, people don't have to know everything you got going on. But when you open your mouth and you speak too much and just tell people, oh, I like to go horseback riding, or I like to swim, or I like to go to Zumba, or I like to do Pilates, or whatever you like to do, go on walks and your 10,000 miles, or going on a 3K bike ride, whatever. When you put that out there, if you start to notice that you don't feel a desire to get up and go do that thing anymore, somebody is speaking over that. And if you receive a pattern of that a lot, that every time you tell the general public or you share something on your social media, because you could be one of those people where you don't tell people a lot in your real life, but you may share a lot of good things or positivity on your social media. Well, when you put it out there, you lose the fire and desire to do the thing. That means someone is manipulating your energy, or they are manipulating areas of your life around what makes you happy, around what excites you, around what is bringing you any joy, any pleasure, or any positivity or optimism. Okay? And once you start to see the fire and desire or the interest dwindle, that's when you know you're being spiritually and energetically attacked. And when you start to notice that, that is when it's time to shut your mouth and stop talking so much about your business, even if it is something as little as whatever makes you happy. I don't care what it is. So that's the same thing they do to your beauty. When they are jealous of your beauty, a lot of times these individuals, they will try to attack you in the area where you start to self-neglect. You will start to know, like, if you are a woman who's high maintenance, where you do a lot of skincare routine, you do your, you have beautiful hair, whether it's short or long, but you have a routine to your hair. You like to take care of your nails. You like to do your baths and go to the spa, do chemical peels, go for runs, eat healthy for the most part. Whatever it is that you like to do to take care of yourself, if you start to notice you pop out gorgeous and you get a great response from everybody, but then over time, your self-care practices and desire, it starts to dwindle, right? At base level, you just take a shower or you just take a bath every day. But in terms of like your 10-step skincare, you're not doing that as much. Or when it comes to your hair, you're not washing it as much. Or when it comes to your diet, you're eating more carbs or increased salt levels or increased sugar, or not eating as much as you used to, not skipping out on your supplements, all of that, not getting proper rest, where it seems like you're having an increased level of insomnia, where when it's time for you to go to bed, whether it's 10 or 11 o'clock, you're staying up scrolling or doing something mundane, where you're up to 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning, which does affect your beauty and the way that you look, especially as it relates to your eye area in particular. Eyes are everything to me. That little fold of skin underneath the human eyes, that is a very big deal as it relates to collagen, youthfulness, and vitality of the face, cell turnover rate, and all of that. And when you are not getting proper rest, the under eye area is so delicate, it's so thin. That's the first thing you start to notice. You appear to be darker. You get much more darker under the eye, what you call dark circles. Also, too, you're not applying your skincare every day, so you're not getting the SPF that you need, whether it be 30 or 50 or whatever you're using to go out there before you face the sun. So now your skin is getting photo aging, and you're starting to get hyperpigmentation, and or you're starting to look aged in the face, because you're not caring and investing in yourself properly. So where you used to have a very meticulous skincare routine, you're barely doing the minimum. You might wash it with a little facial cleanser, hit it with some toner, maybe a little moisturizer, and you go on about your business, which is not normally you. You used to probably cleanse, tone, serums, moisturize, then your sunscreen, then you face the world. Because if you are sticking to a regular routine and getting proper sleep, then that means that when you wake up, you have time to care for yourself and prepare and groom properly. But if you have insomnia and someone is affecting your sleep pattern and you're not getting proper rest, then you are in rush mode. Wherever you are in rush mode, you cannot be meticulous about your presentation. So you're just doing enough to scrape by and go on about your business. And when you face the world without proper and meticulous care, people respond to you differently. When you have time in the morning to take care of your business, do your skin the right way, do your hair the right way, put on the proper clothes, iron or steam your clothes properly. When you go out there, people respond to you favorably. You get free stuff just because everybody's opening a door. It seems like the birds are chirping in a different song. Everybody's saying hi and goodbye and so nice and so kind to you because you appear to care for yourself. There is currency in favor in your presentation when it comes to beauty. And when you don't have the time to care for oneself or you're self neglecting and you don't feel like doing it, that is when you start to notice the quality of your life and the interaction that you have with people, it goes down. This is about beauty is currency. It's not just for vanity. It is your interactions with people. It is the first thing that people see. They see your face. They see the way you present yourself. They see your clothes, your hair, your nails, your smile, your attitude. When you don't feel your best and you don't look your best, you don't treat people with patience. You don't have the tolerance like you used to. You're in traffic mad and you got road rage and you have a short temper because you didn't have the time to feel or look good that day, and it negatively affects your life in every area, starting with your attitude when you walk out that door. And because of that energy, people usually give you the same energy in equal exchange in return. And before you know it, this little thing went bad and that little thing went bad. Okay. And when you don't feel your best, things just don't work out. Now, as it relates to the energetic manipulation, a lot of times people who do energetic manipulation on you as it relates to your beauty, they will be going down in their looks too. People say that people will siphon your beauty and then they would do glamour on themselves to make themselves look good. That's not always the case. I have observed and I have witnessed situations where the person who's doing the energetic manipulation or speaking ill over your beauty or trying to make you seem like you're not as pretty or as handsome as you really are, whether they gossiping and getting with people, group chats, people just messy. You know how petty people are. They'll sit around and just watch everything you do and say, well, she's not as pretty as everybody thinks she is, or he's not as nice looking as everybody think he is. And they would nitpick at all of your flaws, but these people would be very flawed. Okay. A lot of these people are not what you would classify as conventionally attractive. And that's the truth. And a lot of them have very low self-esteem. So what they will do is, because they don't care for themselves, and they may know you, they may have studied you, they may have seen a pattern in you where you take care of yourself and you show the health drinks that you drink on the internet. Because us as people, we're sharing everything down to the foods we eat. We take pictures of our dinner, our breakfast, our lunch. We take pictures of everything we like. And these people, they've probably seen you take pictures of, maybe you like a lot of water and you like, certain health drinks and you like certain types of healthy foods and all of that. And they know all of that because that's what you showed. And that's how witches operate, off intel. It's nothing that they gathered from just prying and illegal surveillance. Sometimes it's just what you give them. And because we share such intimate parts of ourselves with strangers or just with the world, people don't have to do much to know about what you like or what you don't like because you're giving it to them. So they will just conclude that the beauty that you have, like your radiant skin and your beautiful nails and hair, that's coming from your diet. And then also people will know that you may don't smoke and you don't drink. And people know that you maybe are a positive person and all of that because they either have been around you or that's what you share with the world. And so they will take that and they will energetically manipulate you to have cravings or desires that you don't normally have. These are the desires and the cravings that they have. So if they are addicted to carbs and processed foods and eating horribly and going out to fast food restaurants and smoking and drinking and all of that, then of course that lifestyle, it ages them and it catches up with them. They look like their lifestyle. As with you, especially people who are positive, most positive people look very young, very childlike in features, very young for their age. But if they don't live your lifestyle and they know the reason why you look like that is because you don't live their lifestyle, then they will start trying to energetically manipulate you to have the same type of self-destructive desires and cravings like they do. Now, if it is not in you to smoke or drink, you're probably not going to smoke or drink. But what they will do is try to either increase your appetite or suppress your appetite. If you are like a thicker, more curvier woman where you get a lot of positive affirmations for your fullness, then you will have a decrease in appetite. If you are a more fitter woman and you're more in shape, like meaning like, just either proportionate to where you're supposed to be, or you're a little bit on the slimmer to curvier side, they will increase your appetite and have you craving sugar, salts, carbs, processed garbage for the most part. And this is stuff that you don't normally crave, but your energy has been altered. Attacking the beauty, but they're trying to attack your health, because your health is a direct reflection of your beauty. Your beauty is a direct reflection of your health. So they will try to attach that to you. Now, what you will notice is when some people are doing energetic manipulation on your beauty as it relates to the way that you look, and they will, as they're going down in their looks, they will double down on the energetic manipulation when it comes to witchcraft and when it comes to black magic. If they are envious of your hair, if you have beautiful hair, and beautiful hair means just healthy. Your hair is healthy. It shines. It has a sheen to it, short or long. They will send you self-neglect energy and attachments to make you stop taking care of your hair. Okay? They will also send you energy if you have very long hair to make you consider cutting your hair. People do not think that this is a possibility. It is possible. They will send you in energy to make you consider cutting your hair or like coloring it, all like kind of weird colors that may take away from your beauty. And what I mean by that is some people just, their face don't carry loud colors. Right? Even if you are eclectic and eccentric and artistic, your face may not carry a loud color like blue or lime green and all those types of colors. Those are reserved for temporary hair like wigs and weaves and quick weaves and stuff. That's not for your hair, because that will dry out the hair on average, and then you're going to have a whole lot of shedding. You deal with loss and all of that, brittle hair. Right? So you don't have to dye your hair if you want to change. You can always throw a quick weave in it, throw a lace spread or something like that. You can always switch it up with a wig, but you don't have to color your hair. But they will put energy on you to make you consider like doing a lot of neglect towards your hair. And then another thing that they will do is if you have beautiful skin, you'll start to notice that just your skin doesn't look as dewy. Okay, you still use the same products, nothing has changed, but for whatever reason, your skin isn't as dewy as it normally is. You have a dull look about you, where you appear to be a lot duller in your face than you normally do. Another thing, the person who could be doing it, as I said, as their looks are declining, they want you to appear the very same as them. I have seen a person who they're overweight significantly, and then they might be jealous of another person who is in shape, okay, or who is proportionate, so to speak, and has a pretty decent to good body. And they will send energy to that person to increase their appetite, so that if you're eating horrible, like they're eating horrible, when people see you, y'all are both kind of on the heavier side, to where if they're talking about you in a negative way and gossiping about you and people see you, people can't automatically say that the person is jealous, because y'all appear to be kind of like on the same equal playing field when it comes to visibility and the way you look. Human beings are very superficial and they are very visible creatures. We all are. So a lot of this is they don't want to appear like when they talk about you and gossip about you that they're hating on you. So they will send you negative energy and speak over your beauty to make you look at least as closely related to them as possible, so that you can't feel like you're better than them in the beauty department, because as I said, maybe you have significantly gained a lot of weight and they're overweight, or maybe they don't have the best looking skin and now your skin looks dull, or whatever. You understand? You would be surprised how people casually send you negativity through just looking at your pictures, coming to monitor you, watching you closely to see if there's any changes in the way that you appear to the general public. They will send you negative energy and they will come and watch to see if it is working. Have you gained significant weight? Have you lost significant weight? What is your skin looking like? Especially if they're sending beauty spells towards your skin, towards your hair, towards the way that you look in terms of your weight. Are you saying on your page, because people talk too much, are you saying on your page that you don't feel hungry and that you just can't keep nothing down or put nothing on your stomach? Are you telling people you're in the hospital? Okay, are you letting people know you're in a hospital for something, right? Whatever that may be. Or you don't feel too well, or you got stomach virus or whatever. Sometimes the way people know that something is working on you is because they're monitoring you every day and night. And if they see, yes, your skin has gotten a lot worse, where you used to be healthy and glowy and dewy, now you have acne, or you have more textured skin, or you look a little bit more aged, or whatever. They know that it is working. So they will double down on the energy manipulation even more and send you more beauty spells to attack your beauty and your overall appearance. Whatever you tell people is not positive, they're knowing that it's working. Okay? They know that it's working because you're telling them that it's working. If you tell somebody, if you wake up today, if somebody's sending you 6 spells and they're sending ailment spells to affect your health, and you get on there and say, oh, I got a headache. Oh, Facebook, I woke up today and my head is just hurt. Oh, IG, I don't know what it is. What can I do for a headache? They know that the 6 spells or whatever they're causing you, it's working. And then they double down with the spirit of infirmity on you, because you're telling people, you're providing the knowledge to the monitoring witch to let them know that whatever they are intending for you, it is landing and it is becoming a manifestation in your life. It is so important that if you are a beautiful person inside and out, that you guard your mouth when you talk, and you guard your energy when it comes to speaking life over yourself. There is nothing wrong with saying every day in that mirror, I am beautiful, I am gorgeous, I am healthy, I am wealthy. When people see me, they see light. I am radiant. It's other things you can say. I'm not going to tell you everything that you can say. You could do a coaching session, and I'll give you some affirmations, and I'll give you some things that you can say as it relates to your beauty and actually guarding yourself and speaking affirmations against incantations. But there are things that you can say as it relates to your beauty, and you can start with the language of I am. The language of I am is a divine coded language. It is the language of God. I am beautiful. I am visually appealing. I am in shape. Okay? Whether you're underweight or overweight, I am healthy. I am healthy from the top of my head to the soles of my feet. Okay? And touch yourself as you're saying that. Touch your throat, touch your chest, touch the back of your spine, touch your thighs, touch the soles of your feet. Touch yourself as you speak over your body. This is a sacred temple given to you by God Almighty. It is important to speak life over your body, life over your health, life over your wellness, life over your face, your skin, your hair, your nails, your beauty. When we think about women like Esther, Queen Candace, Queen of Sheba, all of these women, Naomi, Ruth, these women were considered to be beautiful. ancient women in ancient time, every royal woman was considered to be a ray of light in terms of her beauty. It is that magnetic beauty that brings and draws people into her, that allows her to not only receive the favor among people, but which makes people take her serious, because human beings by nature are visual. People will listen to you and respect your word based on presentation alone. And you could be a dimwit. You could be just as airheaded as you want to be. But because you have invested in yourself and taken the time to care for your temple and present yourself well, people will think you know what you're talking about because of the way that you look and care for oneself. When you find yourself losing passion for caring for yourself, it is time to consider that you are being attacked in that area. And somebody or some people do not want people to see your beauty. And when you do not feel your best, you do not show up in the world as your best. And as a matter of fact, you may not show up at all, because if you're used to being a gorgeous or a handsome man or a gorgeous woman, you're not used to looking a certain way. People hold you to a high standard. When you grow up in narcissistic household, or you have been surrounded by narcissistic hating people that are hating on you because of your beauty inside and out, they have conditioned you to be very overly critical about your looks as well. So because they have nitpicked at every little flaw you have, magnified every imperfection you have to say, see, she's not that pretty. See, he ain't that handsome. Y'all think he's so this. Y'all think she's so that. Look at this. Look at that. Because people have pointed that out, or anytime when you're not 100% on point, they make it a point to tell you your hair is out of place right there. Or, ooh, you picked up weight. Or, ooh, you losing so much weight. Are you okay? They have made it a point to magnify any season or any day where you have been off in your presentation, to make you subconsciously overly critical about your own identity as it relates to the way you look. Mothers do this to daughters. Okay? Partners do this to their partners. Co-workers do this. So-called best friends do this to their friends. They make it a point to point out every little off day you have. When you're on point, very little to no compliments. But when you have an off day, it's the end of the world. Oh, I need to call everybody. It's World War III. Oh, God. She wearing a big t-shirt, sweatpants, especially if you are a person who dress a certain type of way, or you have a certain type of style. The fact that you got on a big t-shirt and some sweatpants, it's a big deal if you're known for wearing high heels every day. Now they calling everybody and their mama to let them know that you're dressed down and you done fell off. But when you're on, it's crickets. It is important for you to understand that's energetic manipulation. That is beauty spells, and that is conditioning. And if you're in that environment for a long period of time, surrounded by somebody that's hating on you or people that hate on you, it will affect your subconscious as it relates to your beauty. And you will be overly critical to the point where if you're not 100% on point, you're not coming at all. And when you do not show up because you're not 100% on point or feeling your best or feeling like yourself, then you're missing out on money. You're missing out on people's favor. You're missing out on connection with human beings. You're missing out on opportunities because you're not around, because you don't feel your best. That's the whole point of sending beauty spells and attacks on people, so that you don't feel your best. You start to self-neglect, and you don't want to be caught slipping, so you just don't show up. When you don't show up, your life goes into stagnancy. Your life goes into delay, and then opportunities, finances, and all of that, it decreases. Beauty is currency. Beauty is currency. Your natural beauty is currency. There is opportunities in presentation. So what you have to understand, that if you feel an increase in your appetite to eat bad food, or if you start feeling insomnia or anything like that, where you're not sticking to your sleeping schedule, where you are not moving your body and you're sitting down too much, or you work a job where you have to sit down, it is important for you to understand that that's detrimental to you, that whatever you are feeling in that moment, that this is not me, and you have to speak against that feeling. This is not my energy. I cancel it and I render this energy null and void, and I command you to leave. And then you reinforce your domestic energy by, if you cannot go to sleep, put on prayers. Go listen to a warfare prayer in your ears as you're going to sleep. Pray over yourself and put warfare prayers in your ears, or go listen to some white noise, or listen to the sounds of rain, or listen to affirmations. I love to listen to affirmation, positive affirmations. Put that in your ear and tell yourself, we are going to sleep. The body needs rest. We are going to sleep. The body needs rest. We are going to sleep. The body needs rest. Thank you, body. Thank you. Speak over yourself. I don't care how cheesy or how weird it sounds. Speak over your mind to send a signal to the body that it's time to relax and to rest. If you have to turn on a yellow light to do that, if you need to, like I say, listen to some white noise or something, prepare the body to release and relax. And as you're doing that, you are recalibrating your spirit and aligning yourself back properly to its rightful place. Whereas you were probably in attack mode when you were, not getting rest and outside of schedule and all of this stuff. And don't make a status and tell people on your story or on your post, I'm getting ready to go to bed. Why would you do that? So people can send you dream attacks and all of that. You don't have to tell people everything about you. Don't make a post and say, good night, Facebook, good night, IG, good night, TikTok, I'm going to sleep. Don't do that. Don't let people know your sleeping schedule and all of that stuff. Just do what you do. Stop sharing your personal, intricate details about your life. If you are a high maintenance woman, you should know by now that everything that you do should not be given to everybody. Sometimes you have to gatekeep your routines and your regimens and your rituals as it relates to yourself and your life. You don't tell everybody everything about how you're keeping yourself intact. It's nobody's business. There are some things that you can share freely, and there are some things that you should just gatekeep for yourself as it relates to your maintenance and self-improvements and self-investments. It's no one's business unless they're paying you for it in terms of guidance and mentorship or something like that. But outside of that, don't freely just tell people about your self-care practices. It's no one's business, because it's a union between self.